How much do executive coaches charge? This one is kind of difficult to answer because it's almost like weddings. Like you can buy an invitation greeting card for incredibly cheap. As soon as you say it's for a wedding, price goes through the roof. So, I mean, how much do executive coaches charge? The price scale is almost infinite, right? Like you can go to the free groups on Facebook and LinkedIn where you're one of 40,000 and you may get someone that's intelligent to answer your opinion. You might get other people that just tell you what they think and feel. Everyone has an opinion, right? But not everyone takes first place at a race. So when it comes to what you're paying for, you just also have to be clear because sometimes people have terrible service and they hide it behind high prices. So I can't give you like a straight up answer because some charge almost nothing, some charge thousands per hour, others want percent equity in the business and and percent of profits paid out like a dividend. So it just really depends. And again, coming from your point of view, you want to begin with what can you afford? Like what is the problem you're trying to solve? How much is that costing you in terms of lost income? Like for example, if I was doing $50,000 a month right now and I had a problem with scaling my service, that solving that problem is the difference between $50,000 a month and $500,000 a month. If I have a market ready and I know I have buyers ready, but the problem is I don't have the technology or the training systems or the staff to handle that, then that problem to me, right, is worth like $100,000 or more a month because that's how much I'm losing. I'm not making that much because I don't have that problem fixed. Or it could be really apparent. You could just see that you're bleeding money somehow. And so once you kind of know the cost of the problem, it gives you a bit of a budget to figure out what you could afford to pay for a coach. And then it's just about trying to shop around to get the best fit for you and your team. You should check out bestbusinesscoach.ca. I've answered similar types of questions around this topic and others, but I mean, in terms of what you want to charge, people will take anything and everything they're willing to pay. So that's where you really have to be careful. It's not a commoditized thing. It's not like you're buying gasoline or apples and there's kind of fixed prices in place. It's a wild west. The market, the price swings greatly. Price is not necessarily an indicator of quality. So at least for me, anytime I would work with a coach, I would want to figure out some sort of way to have a way to crawl, then walk, then run. What I mean is, start small and then grow into this relationship together. And ultimately, I would want to play a long-term game with long-term people. And ultimately, I would want them to have some sort of incentive for us to get phenomenal results. So I'd almost be okay with equity and or commission on increased sales because I want them to really be invested in helping solve the problem. I think the B2B space has lots of people, and it's not to say that people are uncaring, but there's lots of people that get their fee regardless of result, and I think sometimes people hide behind that. I think sometimes people are new, and so clients become guinea pigs, right? But it's just not it's more transparent now than it used to be because of things like the internet and social media, but I think those are just some potholes. So those are some, obstacles and challenges I just want to bring to your attention in advance. How much do they charge? Anything and everything from $10 an hour to free, but it's equity or paid for performance, and then so what you really need to figure out first is what's a budget you're comfortable with. Anything that you're uncomfortable with, if you're going to be paying so much it's keeping you up at night, then it's not worth it. But you also have to remember money. Depending on what role you have in a company, like money is just almost like a way of keeping score. It's not the point of everything. So at the same time, if you do have to invest more money than you're comfortable with, but it lets you play the game at the top level, what do you care about more? Do you care about having this money in your bank account, or do you want to play the game the best you can? And just from personal experience, money's a funny thing. Kanye West had a great song. He said, having money's not everything, but not having it is. And I think that's really powerful. When you don't have the money for your bills, it's everything. But once you've got your bills covered in that, it's a nice to have thing. So, and that's where, almost any day I would trade extra money for better quality team, better quality tools, more comfortable working conditions, clear focus on things I'm passionate about. There's a lot of things that are worth more than just an imaginary safety net of money, because you could be sitting on a huge stockpile of money and then someone opens a lawsuit, government somehow picks your name out of a hat to audit, and all of a sudden that's gone. Industry changes, currency fluctuates, pandemic happens, things can just happen out of nowhere. So anyways, I'm on a rant now. I'm going to stop there to be polite. If you have more questions, you can go check out bestbusinesscoach.ca.